Welcome to Worldwide Daily, where we cut through the noise and bring you the real stories making waves worldwide. Today we have got a US visa crackdown that's got students panicking, Arctic tensions heating up faster than climate change, and Trump issuing bomb threats again. Marine Le Pen's political future just got nuked, and Elon Musk's millions couldn't save a Republican judge in Wisconsin. Buckle up, let's dive in. US visa crackdown. Imagine getting kicked out of a country for your tweets. Yep, that's what's happening in the United States right now. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has confirmed a visa purge targeting foreign students accused of activities counter to national interest. Translation: if you posted something the US government doesn't like, your visa might just disappear faster than a Snapchat streak. Reports say social media surveillance is fueling this crackdown, with Indian students among those affected. And what sparked this? Some protests on American campuses over the Gaza war, where Jewish students were allegedly harassed and buildings were occupied. Now here's the big question. Does free speech still apply if you are not a US citizen? The First Amendment protects people, not just citizens. But history shows that when national security enters the chat, free speech often gets ghosted. Will this crackdown go unchecked, or will America's famed checks and balances step in? Stay tuned because this one's just getting started. Arctic tensions heating up. The Arctic, home to polar bears, Santa Claus, and now potential World War III. As climate change melts the ice, countries are eyeing the Arctic like it's Black Friday at Walmart. Why? Beneath that frozen landscapes are untapped oil, gas, and rare minerals, basically the jackpot. The Arctic is mostly governed by the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea, UNCLOS. But here's the problem. Russia, Canada, and Denmark are all laying claims over the same seabed. And while most Arctic nations are in NATO, guess who's not? Russia. That makes this a Cold War, literally. And just when you thought it couldn't get weirder, Trump wants to buy Greenland. Yep, the US president believes acquiring Greenland is a national security move. Meanwhile, Russia is flexing its military muscle, and China, always watching, has its own Arctic ambitions. With new trade routes opening and superpowers circling like sharks, the Arctic could go from frozen to flaming real quick. US-Iran standoff. Speaking of the things heating up, Trump has Iran back in his crosshairs. Just 5 years ago, Trump took out Iran's top military commander, Qasem Soleimani, throwing US-Iran relations into chaos. The nuclear deal? Dead. The tensions sky high. But plot twist, Trump recently sent a letter to Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, suggesting talks. And then he followed up with a new warning, bombing the likes of which they have never seen before. Smooth. Iran, not amused, has put its missiles on high alert. With the Israel-Hamas war raging and US forces exchanging fire with the Houthis in Yemen, the Middle East is already a pressure cooker. Add a US-Iran conflict and boom, global prices shoot through the roof. The solution? Diplomacy. But with egos bigger than skyscrapers, don't hold your breath. Over in the US, Wisconsin just told Elon Musk, money can't buy everything. Liberal judge Susan Crawford has won a crucial Supreme Court race, despite Musk splashing $21 million to back her Republican rival. Crawford has called it a victory against courts for sale. Meanwhile, Musk's mega campaign even included direct payments to voters. Yep, totally legal grey area. This election had huge stakes. Abortion rights, voter districts, democracy itself. And despite Musk's millions, Wisconsin went blue. The big question, will this blueprint work in November? France just dropped a political bombshell. Marine Le Pen, the face of Europe's far right, has been convicted of embezzlement, sentenced to 4 years in prison, and banned from running for office for 5 years. Translation: she is out of the 2027 race. Her supporters are crying foul, calling it a political head job, while critics are uneasy about the long-term consequences. The ruling standard French law, but the far right is calling it a declaration of war. International allies like Matteo Salvini and Jair Bolsonaro are fuming, but some centrists fear this will only make her more of a martyr. So has France just removed a political threat or supercharged the far right for 2027? And that's your global news fix for today. If you love real talk on world affairs, subscribe to Worldwire and hit the bell icon. We drop daily updates, no fluff, no bias. See you in the next one.